Hey guys, it's John here, and today I'm here to kick off my DVD and Blu-ray collection videos. This is going to be part one. Now, I know I said previously I was going to wait, but I recently figured out how I can adjust the volume with my videos because I'm like, why do I sound better with live streams? But, I can go into my editor, turn up the volume, adjust the volume. That's all I had to do. But so now that I figured that out, I'm like, let's just go ahead and get a start on these collection videos. So yeah, this is going to be part one of my DVD and Blu-ray collection of how many parts, I don't know. So sit back, grab a soda, grab a snack, and I hope you enjoy. So here we go. With this first one, we have Candyman, great horror film, Tony Todd, who I met about a month ago at a convention. Very cool guy. And I got this at the same convention. Some good features. You got filmmaker's commentary, Clive Barker, Raised in Hell featurette, the Candyman Mythos featurette, storyboards. So yeah, the special edition of Candyman. Again, great horror film. Next, we have this dark comedy collection pack of Serial Mom, which is a fun movie. Nurse Betty, haven't seen. Very Bad Things is okay. And this one right here, Your Friends and Neighbors, I hated this movie. I think it's overrated. It's just a pretentious movie. I mean, you have Ben Stiller, Aaron Eckhart. Yeah, it's just I didn't care for that movie right there. I thought it was just overrated, pretentious crap. Serial Mom's a fun one. Very Bad Things is, it's okay. I mean, you got a good cast in that one. You have, Christian Slater, Cameron Diaz, Daniel Stern, Jon Favreau, Jeremy Piven, directed by Peter Berg. And I think Peter Berg's in the film too. Kind of a dark comedy, but yeah, this dark comedy collection pack, again, of Serial Mom, Nurse Betty, Very Bad Things, and Your Friends and Neighbors. So I got that. Move my phone out of the way. Put it right there. Next, we have The Amazing Spider-Man, the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man film. I mean, it's just a meh movie. I mean, that's how I feel about it. I mean, Andrew Garfield as Spider-Man isn't bad, but it's just a weak movie. I mean, the lizard doesn't look anything like the lizard like he should be, like in the cartoon. He looks like a damn Goomba. I don't know, I mean, good score, but that's all I can say. I mean, it's a kind of a meh, average movie. That's all I can say about it. But I got that. Next, which the disc is a little bit loose, but this was a gift. And I do have the first one, which you'll see later. The Mangler 2, which I do enjoy the Mangler. But in this one you have Lance Henriksen, and from the stuff I've heard about it, it's not too good. But I do like the Mangler with Robert Englund, so, but yeah, I do have the Mangler Part 2, so I got that. Okay, and I have this one too. This was also a gift. The Manga Reborn, I got that, which came out in 2005. And I don't know anyone in this cast, but yeah, the Ultimate Killing Machine is back. The Massacre continues. But yeah, the Manga Reborn, I haven't seen it, but I have a feeling I have a feeling about the film, and it's not a good one, so, but I got that. Next, we have a fun movie, Batteries Are Not Included. You know, fun family film from the late 80s. You know, good cast. You got Jessica Tandy. I forgot his name, but he was in Leviathan. I know he's passed away. But yeah, this is a fun movie from the late 80s. Batteries Are Not Included. Good flick. Next, we have Deliverance, which I've seen once before, but I don't remember too much about it. And you got some features up here. You got a 4-part 35th anniversary retrospective with the cast, with the director, commentary by director, a vintage featurette, The Dangerous World of Deliverance. Good cast. I mean, you got John Voight, Burt Reynolds, Ned Beatty, Ronnie Cox from RoboCop. Yeah, Deliverance is one of those films that I saw once, but haven't really seen it too much or since. But I do have that, the deluxe edition of Deliverance. Next, which I haven't seen this film, but I do have it. Cutthroat Island, directed by Rennie Harlan, stars Matthew Modine, Gina Davis. Yeah, I've heard about this film, its reputation. Wasn't this one that was like a big flop when it came out? I mean, from the director of Die Hard 2 and Cliffhanger. One day I'll give it a watch. So, yeah. Cutthroat Island. So I do have that one. Next, there's a sticker on it. But anyways. Hildago, starring Viggo Mortensen. This is an okay flick. I mean, the first half of the film is more interesting than the second half. But Viggo Mortensen's good. Directed by Joe Johnston, who directed Captain America, The First Avenger, The Rocketeer, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, Jumanji, good director. But it's just a film, the first half, it kind of has an interesting start, the first half, and then it kind of just, I don't know, the second half didn't really do that too much, didn't really do too much for me, but yeah. I think it really slows down in the second half, but Hildago, got that. Next, we have The Conjuring. Good horror flick. I actually like this one from James Wan. I haven't seen the sequels. How many are there? Is it 3 at this point? But yeah, this is a good one. And I bag on horror today, but I give The Conjuring props. This is a good horror film, so yeah, I do like The Conjuring. Next, we have That Thing You Do with Tom Hanks, also directed by Tom Hanks. And this one I haven't seen. It's a comedy. Takes place, I think, in the 50s. But yeah. So someday I'll give this a watch. That Thing You Do with Tom Hanks. So I got that. Next, we have a Ben Stiller film, which I haven't seen, but I got it for the Ben Stiller collection. Along Came Polly with Ben Stiller and Jennifer Aniston. And you have also Philip Seymour Hoffman in the film, Hank Azaria, Alec Baldwin. Came out in, trying to see the year it came out, I think 2004. But yeah, I haven't seen this one. Along Came Polly. Someday I'll give it a watch. Next we have this double feature of Boys in the Hood and Baby Boy. I haven't seen these. I haven't seen Boys in the Hood, believe it or not. I've heard a lot of good things about the film. And you got Ice Cube, Cuba Gooding Jr., Morris Chestnut, Neil Long, Lawrence Fishburne. Rest in peace, John Singleton. I forgot, he passed away, I think this year. Great director. Again, I haven't seen Baby Boy, but I do have this double feature pack. So yeah, Boys in the Hood and Baby Boy. I got that. Next, very fun action film, which I need to go back and rewatch. I remember this being a lot of fun. Death Race with Jason Statham, which I know this is a remake of a Stallone film. And I remember liking this, sort of a take on Twisted Metal, that type of, well, again, I know it's a remake, but, definitely reminds me of like Twisted Metal, the video game, directed by Paul Anderson, who directed Mortal Kombat, Event Horizon, and this is the unrated version. It includes 2 versions of the movie, include theatrical and unrated. So yeah, Death Race, Jason Statham. I need to rewatch that one. And it fell over. Next, we have Earth Girls Are Easy. Let me rephrase that. Earth Girls Are Easy. You have Gina Davis, Jim Carrey, Damon Wayans, Jeff Goldblum, which I know there are aliens in the film. Right there, as you can see. Yeah, this one I haven't seen, but came out in '88. Interesting cast. But yeah, haven't seen this one. Earth Girls Are Easy, but I do have it. So I got that. Next, we have Hours, starring Paul Walker. I haven't seen this one, but I know it's one of his last movies. I think, you had this and Brick Mansions. But I've heard a lot of good things about this movie. And it's unfortunate what happened with Paul Walker. But I do have Hours. So I have to give that a watch. Next, we have Star Trek Generations. There's some dust on it. And I do have all of the Next Generation films, which I still have to see. I love the first 6 with, Kirk and Spock. And yeah, I haven't seen the Next Generation films, but I do have all of them, so you'll see them at some point. Yeah, 2 Captains, 1 Destiny. But yeah, Star Trek Generations, which I think this is the one I've heard very bad things about, so someday I'll give it a watch. But I got that. Next, we have a very good film, well-made drama, Injustice for All with Al Pacino. Just a great, drama, courtroom flick. And just a great performance from Al Pacino. One terrific movie, and I agree. Yeah. And Justice for All, great movie. If you haven't seen this, definitely go check it out. Al Pacino, great movie. Next, we have this Mickey Rourke triple pack. And I got this at the dollar store, but I paid $7 for it. But we have Harley Davidson and the Marlboro Man, The People of Greenwich Village, which I haven't seen, and A Prayer for the Dying. So yeah, I got this Mickey Rourke triple pack. Again, Harley Davidson and the Marlboro Man, The Pope of Greenwich Village, and A Prayer for the Dying. So I haven't seen these. Let me know about these. I mean, I've heard of this one, but these other 2 I haven't seen. Or I haven't seen this one, but I've heard of it. So let me know about that, about these films right here. I got that. we have Dragonfly with Kevin Costner. Haven't seen this one. Good cast. You got Kevin Costner, Joe Morton, Linda Hunt, Kathy Bates. Directed by Tom Shadyac, which I think, if I'm not mistaken, it's the same guy that directed Liar Liar. He directed a couple of films with Jim Carrey, so this is definitely different for him. I know it's a supernatural film, but yeah, I haven't seen Dragonflies, so you can let me know about that one, but I do have it. Next, great movie, and I would like to get this on Blu-ray. I want to get the Blu-ray at some point, but we have Collateral with Tom Cruise, Jamie Foxx. Just a great film, one of my favorite Tom Cruise films, directed by Michael Mann, who brought you Heat, and unfortunately, directed the Miami Vice film, which was boring. I hated that film. Could not get into it. But Michael Mann definitely, when you look at this film, he has a certain style, and I love that, it takes place at night most, throughout the film. Great performances from Tom Cruise and Jamie Foxx. Yeah, Collateral, great movie. I almost want to see a fight between, Vincent, Tom Cruise's character, and John Wick. Imagine that, how that would go down. Give me that fight. Give me that movie. But next, we have Happy Death Day, which I haven't seen, but I found it for cheap. From the producer of Get Out, The Purge, and The Visit. Yeah. Couple of features, not too many. But we have Happy Death Day. So I do got that. Let's see, next we have The Presidio, Mark Harmon, Sean Connery, directed by Peter Hyams, and I also have Meg Ryan in the film. This is one I haven't seen, but I've heard some decent things about it. I like Mark Harmon, I'm a fan of NCIS, so Summer School. But yeah, The Presidio. Still have to watch this one, but I do got it. I have the film, The Presidio. Next, and this is another one that I'd like to get on Blu-ray at some point, but we have Hellboy. Great movie, great comic book film. I haven't seen the reboot, the new one, which I have no interest in watching. From the stuff I've heard about it. But this one, Hellboy 2 is my favorite, but this is still a great movie. And a lot of features. You got audio commentary with the director, commentary with the cast. You got, let's see, a video introduction by Selma Blair, a 2.5-hour documentary on the making of the film, deleted scenes. So yeah, it's a 2-disc of Hellboy. Again, great movie. Let's see here. Next, we have Open Range with Kevin Costner. I remember liking this movie. Good Western. You have Kevin Costner, Robert Duvall, Michael Jeter, Annette Bening. Also directed by Kevin Costner. Some good features up here. Yeah, lately, I've become a little bit more interested in, discovering more Westerns. Going back and watching some Westerns. So I may go back and rewatch this. I remember seeing it and liking it. So, yeah, that's Open Range, Kevin Costner. Let's see, I'll pull some off of here. I got 2 piles right here. But next we have Catch Me If You Can. Very good film. Tom Hanks, Leonardo DiCaprio, directed by Steven Spielberg. based on the true story of Frank Abagnale. It's just a well-directed movie, well-acted, and entertaining. Yeah, catch me if you can. It's a lot of fun. If you haven't seen this, go watch it. Great movie. Get off there. Why you gotta be like this? Alright. Next we have 28 weeks later, which I have also 28 days later, which you'll see later, but I said that twice. But yeah, I haven't seen these films, believe it or not. I have not seen 28 days later or 28 weeks later, so at some point I'll give them a watch. On here you got some features. You got commentary by director and producer, deleted scenes with optional commentary, the making of, some featurettes. But yeah, 28 weeks later, so I got that. This next one, a very good film, Primal Fear, with Richard Gere, Edward Norton, which I think this is Edward Norton's debut film. And, what a debut. I mean, just a great film. Edward Norton, at times he's creepy. And Richard Gere, I thought they had great banter, great chemistry. And it's a well-made film. Primal Fear, very good film. Kind of a psychological thriller type movie, but yeah, Primal Fear is great. See, next we have George Romero's Dawn of the Dead, the original, which is a classic. And you have a couple of features up here, not too many. I mean, you got a commentary with the writer and director George Romero, Tom Savini, assistant director, moderated by Perry Martin. But yeah, what more can you say about this film? But that's Dawn of the Dead. So I got that. Next, fun little sci-fi movie, Species. And I don't have the sequels. I've never seen the sequels, and to be honest, I don't have a lot of interest. But this is a good one. I like Species. Some couple of features. I mean, you got a commentary by director, another commentary with the director and Natasha Henstridge and Michael Madsen, a sneak peek at Species 3. So, yeah. Based on the Dark Horse comic book, which I didn't know. But, yeah, Species, it's a fun movie. Fun little sci-fi flick. Next, great horror film, and one of my favorite horror films, and I would like to get this on Blu-ray at some point. Jacob's Ladder, starring Tim Robbins. Just a creepy, atmospheric, well-made film. And just a lot of creepy imagery. It really messes with your head. And again, I would love to get this on Blu-ray. What I don't get is, it says special edition, but there's no features. Nothing special about it. But still a great movie. Creepy. And just really messes with your mind. So Jacob's Ladder, great movie. And my eye is watering. There you go. Not blinking. That's what you get. But moving on. Next we have Brick with Joseph Gordon-Levitt, which I haven't seen. You also have Matt O'Leary in the film. Luke Haas, Richard Roundtree, directed by Ryan Johnson, who directed Looper, which I did like Looper. I don't like The Last Jedi. But yeah, at some point I'll give this a watch. But that's Brick with Joseph Gordon-Levitt. So I got that. we have a Tarantino film, which I haven't seen, Inglourious Bastards, and you have Brad Pitt, Eli Roth, Christoph Waltz, again, I haven't seen it. I mean, I've heard some okay things about it. It depends on, like I've heard, it's boring. I don't know. I've heard different opinions when it comes to this movie, but I do have the film, so Inglourious Bastards, I got that. Next, very good ghost flick. We have The Changeling with George C. Scott. A very good movie. Creepy, sort of ghost story, supernatural film. And it's one of my favorites when it comes to a ghost story. If you haven't seen The Changeling, definitely give it a watch. It's atmospheric, it's creepy. George C. Scott is great as the lead. And The Changeling, great movie. So I got that. Next, we have Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, which I need to go back and rewatch this film. I haven't seen it in a long time. I haven't seen Part 3 or The Next Generation, so I know I have some catching up to do with the movies, and you'll notice that as we go along here, but I remember this one being fun. Definitely different, but a fun sequel, follow-up to the original, but yeah. Just a trailer up here, no features. But I do have that. And I do have the other ones, which you'll see later. Next, we have The Jungle Book, the 90s Disney film. I remember this being, being a fun movie. I remember, having a babysitter. This is like back in probably 94, 95. And I remember watching this. And I remember Jason Scottley's, his character, Sam Neill's in the film, which I forget sometimes. Directed by Stephen Sommers. So, and you got a making of up here, commentary by the director, so a couple of features. But yeah, fun movie, The Jungle Book. Next, we have Krampus, which I haven't seen, but I found it for cheap. What do you guys think about this one? Did you guys like Krampus? You can let me know about that one. So, but I do have it in case I ever watch it. But Krampus, got that. Next, we have the Scream collection. We have the original Scream, Scream 2, Scream 3, and Scream 4. And this was like $3, so not a bad deal. I mean, it doesn't say what features, but all 4 Screams in a collection pack, so I got that. I got all the Scream films, as you can see. This next one is actually new. I bought this not too long ago, maybe like a month ago or less than a month ago. It was cheap. It was $5. But we got Ocean's 8. We got Sandra Bullock in the film. Good cast. Sarah Paulson, Anne Hathaway. That's stuff I've heard about. It's not too good, but for $5, for $5, it's not. But I like Sandra Bullock. Anything with Sandra Bullock, I'll give it a watch. But so yeah, we'll see with this film. I haven't even opened it yet, so we'll see about Ocean's 8 when I watch it. But I do have it. Again, it was like $5 for the Sandra Bullock collection. So if anything. Next, which this is also new, and I got it. Let's see, did I get? Okay, this I got at Walmart. Get away from that glare. I got this at Walmart. I got this at Best Buy. We have Edge of Tomorrow with Tom Cruise, which I haven't seen. I know there's talks of a sequel, but I don't know if it's happening or not. But I've heard a lot of great things about this movie, so I'll have to give it a watch. But yeah, Edge of Tomorrow. It's not called Live, Die, Repeat, like some people think, but yeah. Edge of Tomorrow, so I got that. And this is another one that I picked up at Best Buy with Edge of Tomorrow. Cheech and Chong's Up in Smoke. And this is the 40th anniversary, which includes new interviews with Cheech and Chong, with commentary by Cheech Marin and director, deleted scenes, a look back. So, some good features. The 40th anniversary of Cheech and Chong's Up in Smoke. And I still have to get the other, get the other ones for $5. Not bad. Next, which I do have the first one, you'll probably see later, but I have American Pie 2, which this is one I haven't seen. I've seen American Wedding. American Wedding's not that great. I like American Pie, but I haven't seen American Pie 2. Some good features up here. Over 10 hours of entertainment. I guess, look at those features. So is it 10 hours of features? But, making of, outtakes, screen tests. So yeah, the collector's edition of American Pie 2. So I got that. Next, we have Angels in the Outfield. Good Disney film from the 90s. Danny Glover, Christopher Lloyd, Tony Danza. You also have a young Joseph Gordon-Levitt in the film. It's a good family film. So I got that. Next, we have The Last Stand with Arnold Schwarzenegger. Arnold's last good flick. Yeah, the first half is not as strong. It doesn't feel like, it's more in the second half of the film where Arnold's character kicks in and he comes in and kicks ass. But, compared to what came after, like Terminator Genesis and Sabotage, The Last Stand was Arnold's last good flick. So, this is a fun movie, The Last Stand. Good action. Next, we have the Cannonball Run, which I haven't seen, but I know it stars, Burt Reynolds, Adrian Barbeau, Sammy Davis Jr., Terry Bradshaw, Jackie Chan, Roger Moore, Farrah Fawcett, Dom DeLuise. But yeah. I do have a commentary by director, but that's the Cannonball Run. So I got that. Next, which I haven't seen this film, I have to give it a watch. The Scout with Brendan Fraser, Albert Brooks, directed by Michael Ritchie, music by Bill Conti. Yeah. Let me know about this one. The Scout. It's a little bright, I know, but yeah, I haven't seen that one. Next, we have The Black Hole, which I think is a Disney film. Yeah, Disney Pictures. It came out in the late 70s, I believe. You have Anthony Perkins, Robert Forster, rest in peace, Robert Forster, Ernest Borgnine. You have a featurette up here, Through the Black Hole. But, yeah, The Black Hole, I got that one. Let's see. Next, we have Bubba Hotep, Bruce Campbell. I haven't seen this film, but I've heard some fun things about it. Some good features. I mean, you got commentary by director, Don Cascarelli, Bruce Campbell, commentary by The King, and so much more. But yeah, that's Bubba Hotep. Let me know about that one. Haven't seen it. Let's see, next we have a comedy. Never seen. Clean Slate, starring Dana Carvey. So you also have Kevin Pollak in the film, James Earl Jones, directed by Mick Jackson, which I've heard his name before. I forgot what he's directed, but yeah, I've never seen this one, but I picked it up. You know, looked like a fun movie. But Clean Slate, Dana Carvey. Let me know about that one. Next, which is a new film, recent film that I found for cheap. Life, and this is the one with Jake Gyllenhaal, Ryan Reynolds. I think it came out last year or the year before. Yeah. I haven't heard too many good things about it, but I do have it. So, that's Life. Next, we have Carrie. This is the original, the special edition, which have a documentary with the cast, a documentary with Brian De Palma, and, you know, a creepy, you know, well-made flick. I mean, good horror, you know, film from the late 70s. Of course, we all remember that scene, but yeah, Carrie, great movie. So I do have that. Let's see. Next, we have Village of the Damned, John Carpenter's Village of the Damned, which is a good flick. I mean, you got good cast. Christopher Reeve, Kirstie Alley, Michael Pierre, and yeah, the kids were creepy. Yeah, this is a good remake. I like this movie. Not my favorite Carpenter film, but still a good one. So I got that. Next, we have Romance in the Stone, Michael Douglas, Kathleen Turner. Very fun movie. You know, just an entertaining adventure, you know, sort of romance film. But yeah, you also have Danny DeVito in the film, directed by Robert Zemeckis. Yeah, Romance in the Stone, definitely an entertaining movie. So I got that. Put some right there. Just checking the time. All right, we're not doing too bad. Let's see, next we have the Whole Nine Yards with Bruce Willis, Matthew Perry, Rosanna Arquette, Michael Clark Duncan. This is a fun movie. I don't have the sequel, but I do have this, A Whole Nine Yards. Maybe someday I'll get the other one. Let's see, next, and there's a sticker on the cover, but anyways, we have Popeye, starring Robin Williams, Shelley Duvall. Again, you know, fun movie. I would like to go back and rewatch this one. It's been a while, but I remember having fun with it. But yeah, that's Popeye, Robin Williams. Let's see, next, which I haven't seen this film, believe it or not. But at some point I'll definitely give it a watch. Masters of the Universe. I know I haven't seen this film, but, you know, stars Dolph Lundgren, Frank Langella. So yeah. You got a feature-length commentary by director up here. The live-action motion picture, Masters of the Universe. At some point I'll give this a watch, so I do have it. Next, we have a Tom Hanks film, which I haven't seen, but I got it for cheap. Bridge of Spies, also directed by Steven Spielberg, which I think takes place in the 40s or the 50s, but yeah, from the Tom Hanks collection, so I got Bridge of Spies. Guess I got that one. Next, we have this Police Academy 3-film collection of the first 3 Police Academy films. The first one has the commentary with the cast, a featurette. That's kind of it, but yeah, I do have the first 3. I don't have the other ones. I don't know how many of these they made, like 7 or 8, but I do have the first 3, so I got that. Police Academy 3-part or 3-film collection. So I got that. Next, we have Pretty in Pink, which I haven't seen this film, believe it or not. I mean, I know it's a John Hughes film, directed by Howard Dutch, who also directed The Great Outdoors. Great director. Yeah, that sort of 80s, like films like 16 Candles, that type of film. I haven't seen Pretty in Pink. Believe it or not, I have not seen this film, so I know I'm probably going to get flack, but yeah, Pretty in Pink. Someday I'll give it a watch. Next, we have Dr. Strangelove. And I have to check this one out. I've heard a lot of great things about it. You do have a documentary up here, making of, with the features. Yeah, George C. Scott, Peter Sellers, and Dr. Strangelove. So I do got that. Let's see. Next, we have The Edge with Alec Baldwin and, yeah, I almost said Sean Connery, but I'm glad I didn't. Anthony Hopkins. Very good film, entertaining movie. Sort of adventure. Really enjoy The Edge. You got Jerry Goldsmith provides the score. No one really talks about this film as much now. The Edge is really good. Really good film. So I got that. I thought Alec Baldwin and Anthony Hopkins had good chemistry. So The Edge is a good one. Next, we have Sleeping with the Enemy, Julia Roberts film, which I still have to watch. But yeah, Sleeping with the Enemy, got that. Again, you'll notice that there's quite a bit I haven't seen, but moving on, we have this buddy 2-movie combo of Loose Cannons, which stars Gene Hackman and Dan Aykroyd, and Another You, which has Richard Pryor and Gene Wilder. I've heard of this one. I haven't really heard of this one, so let me know about these two films. But I got this buddy pack of Loose Cannons and Another You, so I got that. Next, we have Happy Gilmore. What more can you say about this film? Definitely a comedy classic. Features, I mean, you have 20 minutes of outrageous deleted scenes, outtakes, but for a special edition, you would think there'd be more features. I mean, it's Happy Gilmore. I'd like to hear a commentary with Adam Sandler. This is one Adam Sandler film that I think should have a special edition, more than just that. But that's just me. Great film, but I think it deserves a better DVD. But Happy Gilmore is a classic. What more can you say? Next, we have Arthur with, man, I almost forgot his name. Yeah, Dudley Moore. And Arthur's a fun movie. You know, I always remember the song, you know, Arthur's Theme by Christopher Cross. Great song. Which I think won, if I'm not mistaken, that a year later, I think it was the best song a year later. You know, it got voted best song. And it's a really good tune. But Arthur, you know, Arthur is a really good movie. Fun movie. Next, which I haven't seen this one, but I do have it. Lakeview Terrace. Samuel Jackson, Patrick Wilson. Yeah, I haven't seen this one, so let me know about that one. But I do have that. Lakeview Terrace. Next, we have NonStop with Liam Neeson. Still have to check this one out. I've heard some good things about it. I think it came out, 2014. So, thrilling and intense. So I got NonStop. Have to give that a watch. Let's see, time. Yeah. I'm just looking at the time. Next we have Wild America. Good flick. You know, good flick for the family. Good cast. You know, I like the adventure aspect. But yeah. Yeah, Wild America is a good one. You know, good family flick. About, you know, brotherhood, that type of thing. About filming the outdoors. Let's see. Next. And I don't know why it's loose. Gotta fix that. But we have Carlitos Way with Al Pacino. I've never seen this one. I mean, you got Al Pacino, Sean Penn, Penelope Ann Miller. Directed by Brian De Palma. But yeah, this is one that I have to watch. So, Carlitos Way, I do have that. Next, which I've seen this film, but you know, I just haven't opened it yet. But I have seen this before, and I enjoy it. It's a good shark flick. The Shallows. Yeah, I enjoyed this one. You know, good performance from Blake Lively. And yeah, one of the better shark films, like in regards to late. I mean, The Meg is okay, but even I would say I prefer this a little bit more. But The Shallows, again, good movie. So I got that. Let's see, next we have Jagger with Leonardo DiCaprio, Clint Eastwood film. You know, it's there. I mean, I don't mind period movies like, you know, this type of, it takes place in the 30s, 40s, that type of movie. You know, it's not Eastwood's strongest in regards to directing. He's directed far better films, but it's a good looking movie. I mean, DiCaprio's not bad. It's just, I can understand why people say it's forgettable. I mean, it's not great, but I can watch it. That's Jagger. See, next we have World War Z, starring Brad Pitt. And I did see this in the theater when it came out, and I haven't seen it since, but I remember liking this film. And I know that at one point there was talks of a sequel, but it never happened, or they dropped the idea. But yeah, World War Z, I remember enjoying, having fun with it. So, fun movie. Fun zombie film with Brad Pitt. Got that. Let's see, next we have The Seventh Sign with Demi Moore and Michael Biehn. This is a decent movie. The ending I don't really care for, but, you know, I like the performances. You know, a dark flick, you know, about the end of the world, but yeah, The Seventh Sign, I mean, it's a decent movie. You know, for Demi Moore, Michael Biehn, their performances. So I got that. The Seventh Sign. Let's see. Next, we have Angel Heart, Robert De Niro, Mickey Rourke. And recently got this at a convention for a few bucks. Some good features up here. You got the meaning of dance. Well, actually, before that, you have a new interview and selected scene commentary by Mickey Rourke, a collection of new documentaries, a history of voodoo in New Orleans, some other behind-the-scenes stuff, commentary, featurettes. So, but yeah, Angel Heart. So I got that. Also got this at the same convention for a few bucks. Hellraiser, great movie. And I don't have any of the sequels, but you know, Hellraiser's a great horror film. You know, definitely a classic. You do have a commentary with the director Clive Barker and Ashley Lawrence, moderated by Pete Atkins. So, yeah, Hellraiser. And I want to get my hands on the sequels, so at some point I'll get them. But yeah, Hellraiser's a great movie. Next, which when this film came out, I remember at the time working at the theater, and I saw like little, you know, bits and pieces of the film. And I have to give this a watch, you know, rewatch it, the whole thing. But we have Devil. And again, you know, like the previous two films, I got this at the same convention for a few bucks. But Devil, from producer M. Night Shyamalan. He did direct the film, but yeah, Devil. Got that. See, next. Also got this at, you know, with those films, we have Dreamhouse with Daniel Craig, Rachel Weisz, Naomi Watts. Yeah, got this at the same convention. Haven't seen, so you can let me know about this film. But that's Dreamhouse. So I got that. And I might as well put these two together because I got these with those. But next we have Tucker and Dale versus Evil. Yeah, Tucker and Dale versus Evil. I've heard a lot of great things about this film, and I picked it up for 12 bucks. So, yeah, definitely have to give this a watch. So I got that. Tucker and Dale versus Evil. And Unfriended, which I've heard some decent, you know, some decent things about this film. So I'll definitely give this a watch. 7 bucks. So, from the producer of The Purge, that's Unfriended. So I got that. And I think we can squeeze in the last few for this part. We have A Man Apart with Vin Diesel. Still have to watch this one. Yeah, directed by F. Gary Gray. So I do have A Man Apart. Next, we have Funny About Love with Gene Wilder, which I haven't seen. Rest in peace to Gene Wilder. Directed by Leonard Nimoy. And of all people. Yeah, Spock himself directed this film. There you go with that pile. But it was bound to fall over. But Leonard Nimoy also directed 3 Men and a Baby, which is also a classic. But yeah, Funny About Love, haven't seen, but for Gene Wilder. And again, rest in peace, Mr. Wilder. I got that. Next, we have From Paris with Love starring John Travolta. I think it's the same guy that directed Taken. Same director. And I definitely have to give this a watch. Heard some good things about it. But yeah, From Paris with Love, I have to give that a watch. See, next we have Saturday Night Live, The Best Of, Chris Farley. Definitely entertaining, sort of compilation of his Saturday Night Live skits. And, I think it's like an hour long, but definitely funny. I mean, you remember all these skits like, the lunch lady and Matt Foley, the motivational speaker, and what's another one? The Bears. We all remember those skits. Definitely a fun DVD. The Best Of SNL, Chris Farley. Definitely a fun, DVD. And this last one for part 1, we have Bun Raiku. I don't know how you say it, but Bun Raiku. Yeah, Josh Hartnett, Woody Harrelson, Ron Perlman, Kevin McKidd, Demi Moore. So we'll have some dust on it, but yeah, I haven't seen this film, but I've heard some good things about it. So that's Bun Raiku. I have to give that a watch. And that's the end of part 1. So I hope you enjoyed part 1, and stay tuned for part 2, which will be coming up. So thank you for watching, and have a good day.